Lady Death, 2004. The story begins not in peace, but in war. An infernal battlefield stretches endlessly across a crimson horizon. Armies of hell march forward under burning skies as fire rains from the heavens. At the front of one army rides a pale warrior queen with silver hair and burning eyes. She is known throughout the underworld as Lady Death. And today, she marches to war against none other than Lucifer himself, her father. As her army advances through rivers of flame and shattered bones, one soldier asks the question that lingers in every mind. Is she afraid? Lady Death answers calmly. Fear is not part of her blueprint. Long ago she swore an oath that would redefine her existence. And nothing, not fear, not hell itself, would stop her. But to understand this war, we must travel back centuries. The year is 1478. In Sweden, under cold gray skies, a brutal crusade ravages the land. A young boy is dragged from his home by soldiers gathering bodies for war. His father rushes forward with desperate hands, offering a small pouch of money to the army's general. But the general refuses. Money means nothing to him. Souls are what he seeks. His name is Matthias, a man feared across the region for his fanatic devotion to war. As the soldiers drag both father and son away, a wise priest steps forward. Only God can claim a man's soul, he says. But Matthias simply laughs. As long as God rules heaven, he declares, the eternal struggle will never end. With that, he marches away with his prisoners. The priest looks toward the heavens and whispers a desperate prayer. Why have you forsaken us? Meanwhile, in a nearby castle, a young woman named Hope meets secretly with a man she loves. His name is Niccolo, a brilliant but rebellious medical student who has abandoned the university at Uppsala. The world, he says, is not ready for science. Niccolo dreams of freedom, of leaving war and superstition behind. He asks Hope to run away with him, but Hope knows her father would never allow it. Her father is Matthias, the same ruthless crusader terrorizing the land. Their quiet moment is shattered when Matthias himself appears. Enraged by his daughter's disobedience, he forbids her from ever leaving the castle again. Niccolo is seized and forced into the army as a battlefield surgeon. As he is taken away, he promises Hope one thing. Their destinies will meet again. But destiny has darker plans. That night Hope begins suffering violent nightmares, dreams of endless war, and rivers of blood. She feels something terrible approaching. When Matthias returns from another massacre, his armor soaked with blood, the village priest finally gathers the people. This madness must end. God never commanded endless slaughter, but Matthias has gone far beyond religion. Inside his chamber, he performs a forbidden ritual, summoning spirits from the underworld, and suddenly, the truth is revealed. The body of Matthias begins to twist. A demonic presence emerges. The villagers watch in horror. Matthias was never truly Matthias. He was Lucifer himself, hiding in human flesh. And Hope is the daughter of the devil. The villagers panic. The priest, terrified by the revelation, condemns Hope for the sins of her father. She is declared a witch and sentenced to death. Hope awakens imprisoned in chains, awaiting execution. But before her death sentence is carried out, a strange visitor appears, a jester-like demon with a twisted smile. He introduces himself as Pagan, a shapeshifter who serves the powers of hell. To gain Hope's trust, Pagan transforms into Niccolo, then back into his demonic form. He offers her a deal: eternal life with Niccolo. If she accepts her throne beside Lucifer, Hope refuses, even as the villagers prepare the stake outside. Soon she is dragged to the execution grounds. The flames ignite, and as the fire begins to consume her body, Hope screams for help. Pagan appears once again, whispering a forbidden prayer. If she recites it, she can escape death. But the cost is unknown. As the flames climb higher, Hope chooses life. She recites the words, and suddenly the sky tears open. Monstrous harpies descend and carry her away, not to safety, but to hell itself. This moment marks the death of Hope, and the birth of something far more powerful. When she awakens in the underworld, she finds herself beaten and imprisoned by demonic guards. Eventually, she is brought before the ruler of hell, Lucifer. He reveals the truth. She is his daughter, and hell is her inheritance. Lucifer offers her power, training, and dominion over the underworld, but Hope rejects him. Instead, she is cast deeper into hell by the same Lucifer, thrown into a raging river of fire. There she faces monstrous hell wolves, but something inside her awakens. With lightning-like bones, she slaughters the beasts. They bow before her. In that moment, Hope abandons her old name forever. She becomes Lady Death. In the depths of hell, she meets an unlikely ally, a warrior named Cremator. Once the master weaponsmith of hell's archdukes, Lucifer betrayed him and killed him. Now he seeks revenge. He believes Lady Death may be the only being capable of defeating Lucifer. Together, they begin training. Years pass. Lady Death masters psychic powers. She learns to control fire, energy, and telekinesis. Weapons float through the air at her command. But one problem remains. There is a power within her, too unstable to control. Cremator tells her the key lies with a weapon once forged for Asmodeus. The two prepare an assault. Their mission is brutal. Lady Death invades Asmodeus's territory, defeating countless demons. Eventually, she faces the demon prince himself. The battle is fierce. At first, Asmodeus overpowers her, but Lady Death's power surges. She decapitates him, claiming his army as her own. Her legend spreads across hell. Soon even Lucifer hears of her rebellion. Through Pagan, he learns his daughter now calls herself Lady Death. To Lucifer, this is already a victory, because her human identity, Hope, is gone. Meanwhile, Lucifer prepares a cruel psychological weapon, Niccolo. His preserved soul remains trapped within hell, and he will be used against her. The armies of hell begin to move. War erupts across the underworld. Lady Death leads her forces directly toward Lucifer's palace. The battles are catastrophic. Firestorms tear across the landscape as demonic armies collide. But during the chaos, Pagan infiltrates her ranks, disguised as Cremator. He steals the legendary sword forged for Asmodeus, a weapon capable of harming Lucifer. The war escalates further. And then Lucifer makes his move. He brings Niccolo before Lady Death, the man she once loved. Lucifer reveals the truth. Niccolo was offered freedom if he killed her. Niccolo refuses. Instead, he begs Lady Death to end his suffering. With tears in her eyes, she grants his wish, believing heaven will claim his soul. Now the final battle begins. Lucifer confronts his daughter directly. Their clash shakes hell itself. Lady Death lands devastating blows. But Lucifer's power seems limitless. He dreams not only of ruling hell, but conquering heaven. Finally, the stolen sword returns to Lady Death, delivered by the hell wolves who hunt down Pagan. With the blade in hand, she strikes, again and again, until Lucifer is decapitated. But even in defeat, Lucifer curses her. As long as even one of his allies remains in hell, Her soul will never be free. Hell begins collapsing into chaos. Lady Death frees the soul of her mother, restoring balance to the underworld. But her curse remains. She must destroy every servant of Lucifer. And so her war continues. Across the endless graveyards of hell, Lucifer's allies rise again. Even Pagan returns from the dead. And Lady Death realizes something terrible. Her victory was only the beginning. The war for hell will never truly end.